Good evening, YouTubers. This is a quick video for Stephen James Barnett and Lauren Perez Mirasol. I'm sorry, I think it's Marisol. Sorry about that. YouTube friends of mine. Just wanted to go over some differences between what we see in printed Japanese, and by printed I mean computer generated or printing press, or if someone out there has an old Japanese typewriter, that's what I'm talking about, versus what you would do by hand. So we have some examples here. One example. This is 1 John 4:8. Ai sanai mono wa kami o shiru you ni natte imasen. Kami wa ai dakara desu. That's from, as I said, 1 John 4:8. He that does not love has not come to know God, because God is love. I have it presented here in 4 different fonts, and if I back away, it's just a little harder for the camera to pick it all up. But the one up top is Mincho, which is a very typical, or similar to our serif. In English, it would be like a Times Roman or something similar to that. Then we have underneath that is Goshiku, or Gothic. You see, it would be very similar to a sans serif font, Arial or Helvetica or Liberation Sans. And then we have, again, this is another variation. This is Hiragi no Mincho, which is a variation of Mincho. And then we have at the bottom Medio, which is another, it's a finer, lighter typeface, but also very similar to the Goshik, just not quite as heavy. I'm going to go over some of the differences that you see between handwritten Japanese and printed Japanese. And this is that same exact verse. Now, this was written by hand. I'm going to go over on the little whiteboard here over some of the differences in the handwritten Japanese versus what we saw printed. You can probably see some quick differences right away just looking at this. So let's get down to nuts and bolts here. I'm not going to go into detail about the kanji. This is more about kana. Fortunately, a lot of the fonts out there, especially Hiragi no Mincho or Microsoft Mincho, are very accurate in replicating the handwritten ones. It's for some strange reason, and I haven't had a chance to speak with any Japanese, native Japanese experts or typography experts about why certain kana are joined when they're actually broken in handwriting. As many of you are well aware of, Japanese, written Japanese started off in the history with brushes, and it's just evolved to our modern handwriting utensils that we use now. And I'm going to be using for this sample that I showed earlier, I used a Hero 300 fountain pen. And what I'm going to be using now, just a good old-fashioned Expo liquid ink dry erase marker. So actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do some of the kanji. And we're going to notice a slight different structure. Always make sure that when you do kanji, follow the stroke order. That way the kanji follows the rules and you can understand it when you actually see it. I've seen some people try to just copy them, and it doesn't look quite right if you don't follow the order. And I'm going to redo this video eventually with a different camera angle, hopefully. But for I, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, that is for I. And now, for the main reason for this video was for our kana. Computer printouts, you're going to see sa written like this. When you handwrite something, do not connect that hook. Proper handwriting, you're going to have a gap right there. 2, little hook, finish the loop. The same goes for ki. This is on a computer. Like that goshiku that I mentioned earlier. Ki. Separate it. The other hiragana that is on here that does that is na. Na. You'll probably see a lot of this. Do not handwrite it like this when you handwrite. Yes, that is the correct way it's done with the font. But the more correct way to handwrite it would be as we see it in the goshiku. Right here. 4 strokes, 5 strokes. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, separate it. Another one that catches my attention is in Mincho. You'll see that. It looks something kind of like this. You'll also see it in the Hiragino, where it'll look something kind of like this. This one is a little closer to what you'll see people do in handwriting. Actually, the most common one is that. For da. So, there's a lot of differences. One font I would highly recommend you look into if you're beginning on a computer is I can't remember the exact name of it, but it's it translates to textbook. Gyokasho. Hopefully one of my Japanese speaking friends will correct me and get the correct name of the font here. Gyokasho. I can't remember exactly, but it is it's the Japanese word for textbook, and it's very similar to what you expect with the old brush, but it gives you a good hybrid, and they are the correct handwritten models, if you will, for hiragana. Another one where you see in this particular text there's no example of the character that I had in mind, but ko. You'll see some fonts, they'll actually join them. Ko. Don't do that. Ko. For those of you still on Romaji mode, ko. Okay. I still have a few more minutes, so what I'm actually going to do is just give a quick run. A, I, U, E, O, Ka, Ki, Gu, Ge, Ko, Sa, Shi, Su, Se, So, Da, Chi. Now, chi is one where you are going to fill in the hook. Tsu, te, to, na, ni, nu, ne, no. Akasatana ha. Ha. Hi. Fu. He. ha, hi, hu, he, ho, ma, mi. Mu, me, mo, ya, you, yo, wo, and Okay. Let me know in the comments below what questions you have. I want to make sure that I'm sharing information that is useful. And we'll see you next time.